Shalom to elective Israel, to the hopeful elective Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to those and apostles. The great millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, be part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and to strive and to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. So I want to hurry up and get going into doing this because I got to go to the plantation at 5. It's just a pre-camp before I get over there and do, probably about to do about an hour, try to finish up the last of my series of, how you're supposed to deal with your brothers. Now, I want to just get into some things because the topic that I want to go in before I get over here, talking about how concerning your brothers, if you're not acting like a brother, then that's not who we're talking about. We're talking about like-minded believers who are in the truth. Okay, and that's why this title is The Lord is Not Coming to Save Niggas. We don't want to be around unbelievers. Okay, we're at war right now. We're not trying to be around other people who are not taking this as serious as we're taking it. Okay, because the scriptures say not to, because we're not supposed to be equally yoked or gathered with unbelievers. So we're going to deal with that before I go do camp. And it is what it is, like people don't understand the seriousness of the situation that we're in. People think of it as it's just some game that we're playing or with some social group. No, we are warriors of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So if you got a problem with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, it's a serious offense to us. And we're not going to want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is. We're not here to play around. We're not here to be best friends with everybody. It says that most of the world are going to hate us because of what we do. And if you want to hate us, cool. Just stay in your lane. You stay in my lane. But I don't need nobody to teach me how to do nothing, man, other than the elders and apostles, man. And the big brothers on down, the ones who are like-minded believers. That's what we look in the game to be around. We don't want to be around people. You don't want to be around a soldier who don't even think it's serious that we're in a battle right now, man, for our heritage and for ourselves. We're trying to get saved over here because it's almost like an insult if you're not trying to get saved. Yahawah Yahawashi paid this price so we could get saved. But there's certain things that we have to do to obtain that mercy, and of course you can't choose not to be the elect. But the whole point is if you really do believe in the elect and you believe in Yahawah Yahawashi, you'll put on that image to the best of your abilities, regardless. So this is Philippians chapter 2, verse 3. Let nothing be done in strife or vainglory, but in the lowliness of mind, let each esteem each other better than themselves. Okay, so we pay attention to other things that, we pay attention to brothers, in their situations and try to consider. But if a person's just a complete nigga and want to just make shit harder for you, then you can't fuck with them, man. It's just simple as that, because right here we're going to go back to verse 2. Fulfill ye my joy that ye be like-minded. What's like-minded? Like the same. So if we got something that we both don't agree on according to the scripture, that means that we don't need to be around each other. Okay, because that's how great millstone is. So we're not going to be around people who think this is a fucking game. This is not a fucking joke over here. Having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. See, we're supposed to be one mind. So people who are going against that one mind and causing contention and causing problems and making it harder for us to do our job, because this is what we're born to do. We're born to defend the gospel. That's what we're here came together to do. Not to come here and be friends and just play around and shit. Like, we're here to serve the Lord. Romans chapter 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. See? So if there's people that are coming different from our doctrine, we're supposed to mark them, like say, hey, that person doesn't believe what we believe, and we're supposed to avoid them. We're not supposed to be, if we got to deal with them, we got to deal with them. But it's not like we calling you and being like, we want to be best friends and hang out and we brothers. We're not doing that. If you're not about this truth, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. Okay, I can decide who I want to hang around with. I don't got to hang out with nobody. I don't care what nobody say. If I don't want to be around you, then that's my choice. We don't have to be around each other. I don't owe nobody, no man, no detriment. Okay, I paid my way everywhere I went, in my life, and I'm not expecting nobody to feel like they owe me something. Okay, we make an agreement between men and to do something. That's it, man. It ain't no extra than that. Like, oh, you owe me because I did this. No, the agreement was I do this and you do this, and that's it. There shouldn't be no more than that, man. But these people in the world, they don't understand the ways of the Lord, so they be on that weird shit when it comes time to people doing what they said they was gonna do for some reason, man. I don't know, but when it comes to me, if I tell you I'm gonna do something, don't start acting weird when I start doing the shit, because I do what the fuck I say I'm gonna do. So this is Romans chapter 16, verse 17. Like it said, I want to look up the word mark. Like, I'm not here to fucking play around. This is not a game. We're not here to hold your fucking hand. You say you're a man, then you need to be a man. If you a person who can't handle drinking and you drink, don't be like, if you get drunk and some bad shit happen, don't be like, oh, well, I was drunk. That's not an excuse. Just like if you're drunk and you get in a car accident, they're not going to take that as an excuse and let you off your judgment. You're still going to get judged. And that's the whole point. You need to be responsible for your shit. If you're going to call yourself a man, you need to hold yourself accountable for whatever you do.
G 4648,
Scotapeo. Scotapeo. It means to look at, observe, contemplate. So when you're around somebody and they're on some weird shit or they're doing some shit contrary to the doctrine or not agreeing with the doctrine, you have to observe that and you have to mark them, to fix your eyes upon, direct one's attention to anybody subject to getting marked, myself included, or to look to take heed of thyself and be like, I don't want to fuck with this person because they're going to end up getting my ass in some shit. And that's what it is. People just want, the world is like, oh, well, we're brothers, so we're supposed to just fucking deal with each other's shit. No, we're not going to deal with your shit if you're just doing dumb shit. We're talking about dealing with you as you're trying to strive to do the work. But if you're not doing the work or nothing like that, then no, we don't want to deal with you, man. That's pointless, okay? Because it's always going to lead to some corruption, man. We're not dealing with that, okay? Anybody who's a follower of Great Millstone, we're not dealing with that, period. This is 2 Corinthians. Six verse 14. And it reads, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? So if you're okay with not following the law, not putting this first, not thinking this means everything, then that means that we don't need to be like dealing with you like that. We don't need to be hanging out. We don't need to be kicking it. We don't need to be buddy, because you got to understand that is what the scriptures is saying. And they tell you, you can't just determine your whole life on that. Why not? Everything else finna get blown up. So you got to understand who you talking to and how you talking to them, because not everybody believes this. So the ones that don't believe, what? You got to separate yourselves from them, man. That's just how this goes. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness? And every time you try to mix yourself, trying to deal with somebody who's not trying to come to the truth, or having contentions, or trying to ask and basically test the Lord, provoke the Lord, and say, oh, well, what if it don't happen? All right, well, then just go over there, man. Leave me alone. Because I'm not over here to be asking double questions and stuff. I'm here to follow orders. This is a spiritual military. I'm not here to ask a whole bunch of questions and shit. I'm executing judgment like the Lord said do. That's what he said do. We do it in righteousness. We go according to the scriptures in everything we do. It says take every thought captive in the obedience of a Mashiach, which we know is Christ in Paleo-Hebrew, which means the anointed ones. You can't put yourself halfway in the world and halfway in this truth. You got one of the two. You gonna be out there with them motherfuckers, or you gonna be with us. Okay, that's how it's gonna go. Okay, I'm not here to mix shit. Luke chapter 5, verse 32. The Lord don't even like mixed fabrics. How much you think he okay with you mixing with somebody else who don't believe the same thing you believe? It's going off. It's just like even in the world. You don't see a bunch of Bloods hanging out with a bunch of Crips. It just doesn't make any sense. It's the same way with believers and unbelievers. We're not dealing with y'all. If you really don't believe in it, and eventually after we listen to you enough, we're going to know you don't believe. Why? Because you ain't taking no action, man. So fuck that. This is Luke chapter 5, verse 42. I come not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. So we know we were sinners. We know we was going off, but we went and repented and we changed our ways. And if we're not going around people who are doing that same thing, we gotta stay clear from them people, because they just gonna keep us in this wicked ass world and keep us in these dumbass situations that don't need to happen, and then make fucking excuses, man. We don't need none of that shit. This is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. Good works. Not just doing shit. Good works. There's certain things we're supposed to do. There's certain things we're not supposed to do. If you're not cool with it, whatever then. Because this is what the Lord's saying. Verse 25, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. See, we're supposed to come together, the ones that are believers, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, which means warning one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. We see it coming, but our people are not seeing it coming. A lot of our own people are not seeing this happening. They think it's going to happen at another time, and they not even doing no work. They're not studying. They can't prove it. They're not even showing nothing in the news. So it's like, we ain't going to listen to you. We don't need nobody to teach us. We're the teachers. We're teaching whoever the Lord wants us to teach, who comes across our videos. It's not the other way around, man. Verse 26, for if ye sin willfully, after that ye have received the knowledge of the truth. So we tell you, don't do this shit's going off. Don't fucking do it. There remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. So you're not going to get forgiven for that shit. You're going to have to pay for that shit. You just keep doing shit you know it's wrong. That means that you're just basically taking it for granted. Why would you want to be around somebody like that when I'm literally putting my life on the line every day for this and the people around me? You know? I'm not trying to surround myself around somebody who doesn't have that like-minded understanding, man. Period. So this is Galatians. You know, they make it seem like just because we believers or something, like we just some weenies or something. Like, we're not no fucking weak motherfucking men. We're men. And we try to handle everything to the best of our abilities in the will of Yahawashi. We mess up too. That's why I say he's calling sinners to repentance. We were just like everybody else in the world. But the Lord is calling us out of that. But if you just a straight nigga, you're going to stay in the world, man. And that ain't got nothing to do with me. Don't come take it out on me like I'm the problem that you fucking up your life, man. And that's anybody. That's including myself first and foremost. I made mistakes. I got rebuked. I had shit happen to me and I made mistakes, but I had to fix myself and examine myself so I could be part of this. Okay. And I'm not even part of it. I'm just a follower. What I'm saying is to even be someone who is considered doing the work. I'm doing something. You know, I'm a like-minded believer. You know, I'm following. Okay, through my actions. It's not just saying, "Oh, I believe." That's not enough. So Galatians 4:16, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? And yeah, that's how they think. That's how they think. They think we the enemy, but really they the enemy. Because really you thinking you mad at us, and you not mad at us. You mad at Yahawashi. If you coming at any other prophets, you're not realizing that you're facing the power of the universe, and you think whatever the fuck you done in the past is going to out trump Yahawashi or overcome anything that he has his hands on. And it's not going to happen, man. Okay, the Lord will judge people swiftly that think that they can stop whatever the prophets is doing. And if you do fucking, get the chance to really do something to us, hey, the Lord allowed it, but he allowed it to do what? So he can really fuck your ass up. So you got to be careful with how you think about the men of the Lord, how you talk about them, because the Lord take all that shit to account and how your ass in some real shit before Jacob's trouble. And maybe you survive that and then go through Jacob's trouble, some more shit hit your ass. And then you get all the way to the point where you make it to the chariots and you see us get beamed up, you get blown up. Lord ain't fucking playing, man. Mark chapter 13, verse 12. Now the brother shall betray the brother to death. And this is why we don't fuck with everybody. This is Yahawashi speaking. Now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son. The children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be put to death. This is what's coming. So we're not fucking with everybody. We're not fucking with people who don't believe how serious this is. Oh, well, I can do whatever I want. Well, then don't do whatever you want, man. Over there. Don't do that shit over here because we're not with that shit. This is Proverbs chapter 15, verse 10. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. So if you hate being corrected, if you can't be corrected and learn something, be like, man, I messed up there, I need to be better here, or learn something, then you're gonna die. And correction means that what? You obey and follow whatever you said, what needed to be corrected, whatever was told that you need to be corrected. You listen to your peers. If you call somebody your peers or your big brothers or your elders, if they tell you to do something and you don't do it, what's the point of calling us that? What's the point of saying that we're your big bro? Or what's the point of saying that we're anything? If you're not going to follow us, what the fuck we say do? It's pointless. And that's even if you in the world or out of the world. What is the point? If you're not going to listen to the people who are over you, man, there's no point to call somebody your peers or your elders. If you're not going to listen and trust and believe what they say, it's a pointless thing, man. It's just like me saying, I believe in Great Millstone and they tell me to stop smoking weed and I don't stop smoking weed. That's just why am I saying that I believe in them then? This just doesn't make any sense, man. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. So if you don't have no fear of the Lord, what can do to you, then you don't even have knowledge. That's just the beginning of it. You don't have the beginning of understanding what the fuck you're supposed to do. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. And that's why these niggas can't fucking come into the truth, because they don't understand wisdom and instruction. They hear it, but they don't want to do it. It's simple stuff. They be like, yeah, I understand, but you're not doing it. So you really don't understand. You don't really understand the seriousness of what you're doing. Okay? You think you're not doing nothing wrong. Cool. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's something for you to figure out, but don't come make my life harder. I'm already out here battling the Esau Edom with all the other brethren every day and having to live in this shit. We don't need our own people coming over here and causing fucking problems, man. We already got enough problems dealing with being prophets. We got harder shit coming on us because the Lord's testing the fuck out of us. Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 1, he that despises his mind, he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, your mind, right? And is occupied in the meditation thereof, this is a regular thing, will seek the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. So when people get mad, when they're like, but why you always got to go to the Bible? I don't know. We're prophets. Why don't you ever go to the Bible? Because you're not being a prophet. And that's what we don't want to surround ourselves around. If you're not coming here to be a prophet and join this battle, this spiritual battle, there's no reason for us to be friends. There's no reason for us to come around each other. There's no reason for us to have a close relationship, because this is what we're doing on a regular basis every day. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So even if your ass go do some bugged out shit, you cause problems, you do whatever, it's still going to come back to the prophecy, because they said that this shit was going to happen. So you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. The prophecies are going to come to pass. You better hope you're on the right page with the people who have fear of Bahasham and Yahawashi. Because if you don't, you're going to be one of them motherfuckers get dealt with. That's what it is, period. And that's what we try to tell Jake, but they look at it like they just have some control over their life and they can barely pay their fucking bills, just like us. They want to make it seem like we're the fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to work with each other if we say we brothers, but if you're not working together with us, then it's like you against us. And it starts first with the spirit, but it eventually comes out in the flesh. So that's why that's how we are. We're able to warn things in the spirit before they happen. And some can do it better than others. My elder warned me some recent stuff that happened to me. And I tried to, be long forbearing and tried to give brother a chance, dude a chance. And it just got worse and worse and worse, man. I had to be like, man, elder, I was, I could have handled that different, So I even got to learn too, man, to watch who I'm dealing with. So this is Isaiah chapter 64, verse 6. But we are all as an unclean thing. So we ain't going around acting like we holier than thou. We got shit going on in our lives that we trying to fix every day. And all our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we do all fade as a leaf. And our inequities, which is sin upon sin, we just stop doing sin upon sin. We still go off every now and then. But we don't just sin and not give a fuck. We ain't just out just doing just sinning and not caring. You know, we trying to change. Like the wind have taken us away. You see, and that wind is going to eventually be that wind from the intercontinental ballistic missiles from the people who are going to keep sinning. So I don't want to make this too long. I got just a little bit more scriptures, and then I gotta get to camp. So this is John chapter 15, verse 3. And it reads, now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. See, so even though our righteousness is as filthy rags, we are clean now because we have been born again. We're following Yahawashi to the best of our abilities. We're doing the highly holy days to the best of our abilities. We being around like-minded brothers. We separating ourselves from the world. We're not bucking down from people because they think we like the Christians or something. We ain't no fucking weenies over here. You're not going to just say whatever you want to say to us. You're not going to walk over us. You're not going to make us feel like we got to deal with you, or you're going to make us feel like we are not afraid of men over here. We're afraid of Yahawashi. So if we don't do something to somebody, we don't try to get at somebody, it's because we got fear Yahawashi won't have mercy on us. So we ain't going to get to that point unless it's just like, hey, you done passed all the boundaries. I told your ass not to cross. I warned your ass. I told you a couple times. Now I got to deal with you, man. And that's how the Lord is. You passed a couple boundaries. You kept doing shit. We keep trying to tell you shit. You ain't listening. We're going to try to really just avoid you. But if you just push it, hey, man, we're not going to just back down, man. We're not weak over here. Okay? We're not worldly men. But if it's got to get carnal, and you gotta see that we going here to protect our own stuff just like everybody else does, we're going to protect what's ours. But in the time of Jacob's trouble, it's going to be different, man. We ain't going to say nothing, man. It's going to be a horrible time. It's going to be a very, very dangerous time. We're not going to say nothing. We're going to be praying to Yahawashi and hope he gives us spiritual powers. We're going to be doing what he says do. And if we got to die, we got to die. But we're not going to die in vain. We're going to die for Yahawashi on this side. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord, Yahawashi, come. And in thy security, where you think you safe and you think you know what you're doing, thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance, man. We don't want to be those people. If we end up dying on this side, it's for the will of Yahawashi and the ministry, man. We're not going to just die for not listening to what the fuck we was told to do. That's pointless. And we know that over here. We study. We like reading. We don't just say we do something and don't do it. 1 Philippians chapter 1, verse 16. The one preach a Mashiach of contention, not sincerely. So you got those people out there and they'll say stuff and say they know the Bible and say whatever, but they not doing it off of really defending the gospel. They're not wanting to defend the gospel. They want to speak it to bring contention. They want to bring problems. They want to bring strife. They want to have envious battles. They want to have who's the better man and all this other dumb shit that don't fucking matter, man. None of that shit matters. Supposing to add affliction to my bonds, man. And we don't want you or anybody else going around adding shit. We already got shit we deal with every day. We don't need that fucking shit. Every man's got to walk through their own hell. You won't feel like I got to fucking walk your shit too? No, you got to walk your shit. I got to walk my shit. When we come across each other and we got to deal and handle business, we got to do it according to business. I need some help. I ask you for some help. I come stay at your shit or whatever, and I pay my way. I don't owe you no more than that. I don't owe you no. What the fuck is that? It wasn't, oh, I pay you this and then I owe you more shit. No, this is agreements. Okay, but men of the world, they don't think like that. So that's why we don't like fucking around with people, because it always ends up being like a me, I, and how I feel about it, instead of dealing with it logically and spiritually. Okay? And that's why we just stay away from unbelievers, man. Because it always comes to some dumb shit, and then we end up getting in some shit. And I don't want to cause any contention in the brotherhood. So I want to stay away from people who are trying to do that. Verse 17. But the other of love. And what's love? Love is sometimes tough. It can be rebuke. It be, hey, I'm not fucking with you because you want some weird shit, bro. And you got to get your shit right. But the other of love, knowing that I am sent for the defense of the gospel. That's what we're doing. This is defense of the gospel. We're not coming to just talk about the Bible and drink wine and laugh and shit. Like, we're here for serious business. This is the business of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. It's not a fucking joke, man. This is not nothing to fucking play with. So that's all I wanted to do. I got to get out of here and go get to camp. Try to do something real quick. Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. And if you feel like I'm just like, if you feel like this is too hard for you, hey, man, that's what it is. But we're here to bring across the truth. We're here to bring this out in a way where we're supposed to do it, and we're supposed to stay away from people that's not doing it. That is our orders. As a military, a spiritual military, that is our orders. It's not I just can do this and I won't do that. No, you're going to follow all the rules to the best of your abilities. You're just going to go live your life. And don't get in here, not in this circle. This is not a joke. Okay, we're here for some serious ass business. So got to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone led me to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and so forth. The Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elected, to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, when this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and his tribe and so forth. The Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always come to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. So wall, ball. Lord, blow this motherfucker up. We tired of this shit. We're ready to go home, but until then, we're going to serve Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. We're going to try to do our best to stay away from unbelievers. We're going to keep learning. We're going to keep growing. That's our job. There's no halfway in this shit. You all the way in or you're not in. So shalom.